football during high school, it was great. You know, old Frank Phillips, he was always the funniest one. He just made our house his house. A lot of times he would just come in, and you know, I worked all the time. After school, I'd go to the drugstore and work, and hell, Frank would come to the house, come in, go back to my bed, and lay on the bed. Mom wouldn't even know he was there. And so I'd come home, and she'd call for supper, and Frank would come out and come in to eat. Life was good. But anyway, living there in Carthage, this cute little girl lived across the street named Faith Neille, and I'd walk across the street, and Faith and I'd swing on the porch and smooch a little bit. First one thing to another. What always would spoil it was Mom would step out on the front porch and she'd say, "Tommy, time to come home." So I'd get out of the swing and walk across the street and come home. As a freshman, and this little junior girl asked me if I'd want to go to the football game with her brother. His girlfriend was going, and we could go. I don't even remember that little girl's name, but we got in the back seat of the car. And I did not realize, but Daddy and Leaonard Harville were riding behind us. And so we were doing what kids do, you know. Leaonard said, Daddy kept on saying, "Look at the old boy, he's all over that old gal. Look at that, look at that. Ain't that shameful? Look at that. He ought to be shot. He ought to be shot. Look at that old boy." So finally, when we got to the football game, we pulled in and parked, and Leaonard and Daddy parked over here. So when I got out of the car, and Leaonard said, "Look there, Uncle Will, that was Tommy." And Leaonard says, Uncle Will never said another word about that. So anyway, old Ralph Green had been in the Army, and Ralph had been shot up pretty bad, had all this shrapnel and everything in him. And these shrapnel pieces would come out, and they'd be big boils and everything, and they would hurt like the devil. And Ralph kept a fifth of whiskey in his locker. And at recess and lunch and everything else, he'd go to the locker, and he'd look up and down, and he'd take him a couple of 3 swigs of that whiskey. Kept him going with that whiskey there in school. Patty Poisson, she was our librarian, and that was her first job out of college. She was a young thing. And Ira Phillips was captain of the football team, and they got a little thing going, and damn Ira didn't get her pregnant. She got fired, had to quit school. You know, this day and time, I don't guess that'd be too big a thing, but back in 1947, 48, that was a really big deal. And then there's old boy in Carthage named Rufus Bennett. He was always a character. He was funny. He walk up to Rufus and say, "Hey boy, what's your name?" "It's my name is Rufus Bennett." "Rufus, when's your birthday?" He said, "It's already passed." One time they were playing a football game. Rufus was playing on Carthage football team. And so Lebanon was just beating Carthage to death physically and score-wise and everything else. And they had a little swing pass. They're supposed to throw it out to Rufus. They said in the huddle, of course I didn't hear it, but they talked about it in the huddle. They called this pass, and Rufus said, "I'll tell you one thing," says, "don't you throw that damn ball to me." So he didn't want any part of being tackled by all those big old Lebanon boys. But Rufus, bless his heart, I think when he was 21 years old, got killed in a car wreck. He was a character. We all loved Rufus.